So I'm here at the home of wild turkey here in Kentucky. A state that I owe a lot to, actually. My mom and dad met at the University of Kentucky 68 years ago, about 20 minutes east of here. So, factually speaking, I would not be here if it wasn't for Kentucky. As you may know, I've been the creative director for Wild Turkey for the last 2 years, made by master distillers Jimmy and Eddie Russell. As a lover of bourbon, I secretly have always wanted to create my favorite bourbon. Eddie Russell and I have been putting together notes, ideas, taste tests, etc., to create just that bourbon that I'm talking about. It's called Longbranch. And what does Longbranch mean? Well, in its simplest form, it means the extension of a hand, an invitation, a welcome, when friends can become family. And that's exactly how the Russells have treated me since the day I met them. Russells are proud enough to put their signature on it, and I'm damn proud to put my signature on it. Looking forward to introducing it to you. Looking forward to you getting to taste it. But before we do, let's go meet the men who between them have over 100 years prime bourbon experience running through their veins. Over 2 years ago, when we had this idea, we looked at the obvious. We said, I'm from Texas. You guys are from Kentucky. So how do we connect the two?
We had a lot of great ideas, but when we got to the mesquite, it's like, that's perfect. We can actually do something with that.
Mesquite is a tree. It's a wood from my home state of Texas. We grill with it because the mesquite charcoal gives off flavors that are earthy, they're rich, yet still smoky and sweet. It's not just a wood you use, it's a scent you remember. Another thing I know that I was looking for is a little more sweetness. I didn't know what it was. I remember there's a note in here that I sent you one night. I said, could you throw a hunk of sugar cane and a piece of cinnamon in there?
You know, I wasn't going to do that because I wanted this to be a straight bourbon whiskey.
You can't call it bourbon anymore if you start adding things to it.
So we went to the 8-year-old bourbon. We gave it more of that soft sweetness that you was looking for.
And refining the bourbon with those mesquite charcoals gave it some smoothness that we were searching for. A few tasters here. You can take us through a little bit of your knowledge in the making of this and what you were thinking and what stuff you were transferring to me.
You know, what Jimmy's taught me over my 36 years, it's got to smell good to taste good. It's just like food.
And there's no doubt, though, especially with the finish, that this is a Wild Turkey brand.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I always want to make sure it has that Wild Turkey signature or Jimmy will fire me and I need to work a little longer.
I call you at about 2 in the morning.
I think that was more about 4:30 in the morning when you called.
But I called you and I was like, bang, that's it. And I remember saying, I don't want anything else with it. I like it neat.
That's when I knew we had it, because when you said, I don't even want to put an ice cube in there, that just meant it was perfect the way it was.
Y'all been making bourbon your way for almost 100 years.
You know, we keep that DNA. We don't want to mess that up.
And so I'm a newcomer to this, but as I said earlier, you know, I was wanting to make my favorite bourbon, and with y'all's help, we have. For the design of the bottle, let's not have a huge label on front that's concealing the color of the bourbon in the bottle. It's a small batch, aged in American oak, expertly crafted. That was really important, to let the bourbon be the hero. We wouldn't be sitting here now if it wasn't something that you could sign your name to.
Exactly.
No other name that's been on a Wild Turkey label besides Jimmy and Eddie Russell. Until now.
Till now.
And that's pretty cool. Wild Turkey Longbranch. Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome to the family.
Thanks for having me. Real bourbon, no apologies.